Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's installment of CISA Live, Holiday Tips for Tech Gifts. I'm Erin Biko-Wazorek, Chief of External Affairs here at CISA, and I am so psyched to be joined by Elena Clark, our Director of Stakeholder Engagement. And today, we're going to be talking about how you can secure all of your tech this holiday season.
Thanks, Erin. I'm very excited to be joining you today. And happy holidays to everyone that is joining us as well. And I couldn't think of a more important topic for us to be discussing, especially as CISA just launched our new cybersecurity public awareness program, SecureOurWorld. And hopefully everybody has had an opportunity to see SecureOurWorld out in the community.
I was super excited. I was watching the Colorado-Stanford game, and it came on, and I thought, this is SecureOurWorld PSA. So I obviously took a picture and sent it to Director Easterly, who I'm positive absolutely loved it.
I actually regularly hear it in the supermarket with my son, and I get very excited. It's the radio PSA, and he has no idea why I'm so excited, but I share it with him as well. So for those who might not have seen it or heard, the PSAs, our new cybersecurity public awareness program, empowers individuals to take actions to ensure that their devices are more secure. And what better way to put this in action than when we're getting ready around the holiday season to give and receive tech gifts. I was actually doing this over the weekend myself as I was preparing all of the gifts and organizing that our family was going to be giving this year.
I do love these two things that we're talking about today, which are cybersecurity and gifts. And so I have to start by asking, do you have a favorite tech gift that you received?
So this was a long time ago that I do remember.
Yeah.
It was one of those double boom boxes where you could record from the cassette tapes. So I would record on Sunday songs that were playing on the top 40.
Yes, having that dual cassette so you could dub from one tape to the other, that's critical. I have a similar sort of tech gift that's close to my heart. And that is my iconic yellow Walkman. And I walked everywhere with that Walkman. And to all my best friends who made the best mixtapes, I love them. I still listen to them, and they are really special to me. But the tech gifts that we're talking about are really different than the tech gifts that we are giving today and that people are receiving today. We're so much more connected than we used to be.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And that was part of the reason why we launched SecureOurWorld this past fall.
Can you talk to us a little bit more about what SecureOurWorld is and why we need it?
Absolutely. So would love to. This is something that is near and dear to me. So SecureOurWorld is CISA's new cybersecurity public awareness program that, as I mentioned, we just launched this past fall. And the awareness program is an enduring effort that educates the public. So from individuals, parents, older adults, tweens, teens, to business owners alike, small, medium, and large, on how to stay safe online and when using connected devices. So the program provides resources and specific examples on steps that we can take to keep our new holiday gifts, like computers, phones, tablets, and other connected devices, safe and secure. It's about securing our families, which I know for you and me is really important because we have young children that love to be online and using these connected devices. So making sure our online accounts are protected with strong passwords and multi-factor authentication is so important. But it's also about businesses becoming more secure as well. So ensuring the software and the products that they use have the latest security updates and vulnerability patches installed as well. So we really need to be securing our world every day and not just during the month of October.
I think that's really important. And I think that that's something that's really unique about SecureOurWorld. So at CISA, we definitely focus on cybersecurity every minute of every day. But sometimes I think that cybersecurity can be sort of mysterious or overwhelming or really technical, or we don't know where to start. And so what I love about SecureOurWorld is, whether we know it or not, when we have devices in our hands, phones in our hands, we are part of our nation's cyber defense. And so it's really important that we all realize we are cyber defenders. So where do we start? And SecureOurWorld tells us how to do that in 4 easy steps. So I thought that with the holidays coming, it might be fun to take the steps that SecureOurWorld wants us, to follow and apply them to the holidays.
I think that's great.
What do you think?
Let's
Okay.
do it.
So we're going to start. We're going to start off easy, I think. Or maybe not easy, but we're going to
It's a
start
hard
off.
one. It's gotten harder.
It has gotten harder. You're absolutely right. So we're going to start off with phishing. And this is not the Rod and Reel or one of my favorite bands, phishing. Talk to us about what phishing is and sort of why we need to protect ourselves from it. So
yeah, no, I love this as a starting point. And really, so many of us are buying gifts online right now. I was actually buying last minute gifts last night.
Ooh, good luck.
Hope they arrive by Saturday.
I am pulling for you. I think
I'll
they
keep
will
you
get
posted.
it. Yes.
And so this is the right time to be really vigilant about the emails that we are receiving. So phishing occurs when cyber criminals are trying to get us to open harmful links or emails or attachments that could request personal or financial information, and they can inflict harm on our devices. And so phishing emails, or bait as we like to call them, usually come in the form of an email, a text, a direct message, social media, and even phone calls these days. So these messages are often designed to look like they come from a trusted source or entity, and they try to get us to respond. So especially at this time of the year when we are making so many purchases online or sending e-gift cards, we're being bombarded with extra kind of amazing deals as well, and from some of our favorite brands.
They do get me. I'm looking for the deals.
I am
for
too.
Sure.
And so we really need to be on the lookout for these suspicious emails. We have broken this down. So there are 3 easy tips that CISA has put out that we recommend to help combat against phishing attempts. So the first one is just to recognize it. And I know this is easier said than done, but look for some common signs. So first, urgent or emotionally appealing language, especially messages that claim dire consequences if they're not responded to immediately. Request to send personal or financial information. Untrusted shortened URLs, incorrect email addresses or links, like a company name misspelled, like one letter might be off. Right. Or a common sign used to be poor grammar or misspellings, although in the era of artificial intelligence or AI, some of these emails are getting very sophisticated. So be on the lookout for these signs.
So do you think that email that I got from a prince, do you think that's legit?
Might not be, no.
Probably should not click on that.
The next step is to resist.
Okay.
So resist the urge to click on the link. I know that it seems like maybe if I click on this link, I'll get a better sense of what this actually is, but just don't do it.
So interesting. I feel strongly about this one. And I had been thinking that this might be a good time to launch a podcast. Are you ready? This is my thought on the title of the podcast. Don't click that.
Love it.
I think it's very clear, very important. Don't click that.
That does sound fun. That does sound fun.
I think you should be
keep me posted.
Yes, we should co-host it. We can. Director Easterly should co-host it with us. That'd be great.
Sounds like fun.
Yes.
Keep me posted on where we go. So going back to resisting the urge to click on the link. So instead, just report the phishing attempt. So don't click on it, resist, report the phishing attempt to protect yourself. Typically, you'll find the options to report phishing next to your email address or your username. So you can usually hit report spam, or it could be somewhere up in your toolbar as well. And finally, the last recommendation on phishing is delete the message. Don't even hit unsubscribed, just delete the message. So,
I know you're a diligent email responder, so it must be hard for you not to hit
delete. Yes.
Just delete it.
Yes.
Delete it. That's great. And that's helpful. The other thing that I thought was interesting about phishing emails too, is that sometimes they use different fonts throughout. So the other thing that we are talking about is if it looks off, it probably is. Like if it looks not uniform or something looks off, just better say I'm sorry. Just delete it.
Call the vendor directly. Resist.
Delete. Okay, great. So I think we have phishing down. Now let's talk about everybody's favorite topic. One of them, passwords.
This is one of Director
what we should look for in passwords, strong passwords, and why those are important.
So I think you know this really well because right now CISA has put out some alerts, especially recently, that have flagged the risk of simple passwords, since such as 12345 or keeping the default password.
I think that was what we saw most recently was default passwords were being compromised. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so they're just not safe for protecting important accounts, including critical information. So weak passwords can quickly be broken by the computer hackers. So the good news is that creating and storing strong passwords with the help of a password manager is one of the easiest ways to protect ourselves from somebody logging into our accounts and stealing some sensitive information, data, money, or even our identities. So again, like phishing, 3 easy steps that we've identified to help with strong passwords. So the first one is stronger is better. Longer is stronger. So think 16 characters. So just make it as strong as you possibly can. Make it longer. Make it random. So you can use a random string of mixed case letters, numbers, or symbols. And a lot of companies actually force you to use a symbol or a number when creating a password. And this is a great practice. But you can also create a memorable phrase of 5 to 7 unrelated words. And this is called a passphrase as well.
So something like Taylor, Chiefs, ketchup, chicken, seemingly ranch, Travis might work.
That might work. Maybe add a pound sign and a number to it. It would make it even stronger.
Oh, I might add 13 to that one. Swifties forever. That's what we're doing in my house these days.
They're starting to take over my house too. And so the third step you'll want to take on this is to make them unique and use a different password for each account. However, that said, it is hard to remember all of these long passwords, and we don't want you to save them in a file on your computer. So instead, we recommend a password manager. And they're free, and they'll go a long way in your personal safety and cybersecurity.
Why are strong passwords even more important in the holidays?
So cyber criminals know we are online right now. So this has actually put out holiday shopping tips. And so as we are creating accounts, as we're purchasing new items, we need to make sure that we're being diligent across the board with this. So making sure that we have strong passwords, as cyber criminals know we're online more these days, is very, very helpful to keep you more cyber secure.
Awesome. Do you think we could take it one step further? Maybe something more than a password? What do you think about multi-factor authentication?
So I definitely think we can do multi-factor authentication. This is something that is one of Director Easterly's favorite things, more than a password. So MFA...
Put that to the band Boston. More than a feeling. It's great. Works out.
So so MFA does provide us with an extra layer of security by confirming our identities when logging into accounts, like entering a code that is text to our phones or one that's generated by an authenticator app. I enable MFA on all my accounts that allow it. And it's great to see more and more businesses requiring it as well.
But isn't it hard?
It's not that hard. So think of MFA this way. So it's something you know. So it's a password, it's personal identification number, PIN, or answers to a security question. It's something that you have, like a smart card, mobile token, or a hardware token. And it's something that you are. It's your fingerprint or facial recognition. So MFA increases security and it makes us significantly safer online. So even if our passwords are compromised, unauthorized users will be unable to meet the second step requirement and they won't be able to access our accounts.
Does it take like so long to validate the multi-factor authentication? Doesn't add a long time for me to get into that account?
It's very easy and it's very simple. My husband and I learned this the hard way about not having it on something that we weren't even thinking of when my son was purchasing additional cartoons on the TV. It has since been installed. So yes, it's very easy to do. Everyone can do it. So first, start with your settings. So it may be account settings or your settings and privacy or something similar to that. And then next, look for and turn on MFA. But it could also be called something a little bit different, like two-factor authentication, two-step authentication, or something along those lines. But that's what you're looking for, one of those terminologies. And then finally, select which MFA method to use for the options provided by each account or app, and then confirm it.
MFA activate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this, again, it just happens in a couple of potential ways. You receive the numeric code by text or email. You use the Authenticator app or biometrics. And I love biometrics. I use that as in many places as I possibly can.
Okay, so we've hit phishing. We've talked about strong passwords. We've gone a step further with multi-factor authentication.
Mhm.
And the last tip that SecureOurWorld really wants you to take advantage of is something that actually seems to hit my computer at some inopportune times. And that is updating your software. But regardless, it's usually, when I'm in the middle of something because I've waited too long to do it. But talk to us about why updating your software is so important and why you should not hit delay.
Please don't hit remind me later.
Yeah, that is
number one.
It will catch up to you.
It will, and it's safer to do it immediately. So
Agreed.
You're probably getting those alerts or reminders because there's software that you're using that the developer knows has a flaw. And so I think that your new podcast should actually take a look at this and the importance of secure by design technology.
Secure by design, yes. If the technology is secure by design, less updates, less patches, but we live in a world where they are important and they should be taken very seriously.
Yes, absolutely. So if you're getting a software update, the developer's trying to fix a security risk. So
which we do appreciate.
Don't delay because the cyber criminals are watching as well. So it's really important. Keeping software up to date is easy. It's an easy way for us to be safer online. And so a couple ways that we can do this. So watch for the notifications is the first one. So our devices, they'll usually notify us. I get them regularly on my devices that we need to run updates. And especially keep in mind, also do this for your web browsers and your antivirus software as well. So update them all. And then install updates as soon as possible. So when notified about software updates, especially critical ones, we should be able to install them as soon as possible. Again, malicious online criminals, they're watching for these as well. And then easy one that just takes the burden off you, turn on the automatic updates. So with automatic updates, our devices will just automatically install and you don't have to worry about taking any additional steps. So it's pretty easy.
Yeah, and as you're giving gifts or receiving gifts, those are things you can do right out of the box, right? You can go into the settings and turn on automatic updates, but you can also turn on MFA at the same time.
Absolutely, you can do both. So if you're giving any gifts to your children, family, friends, add that, put that in place for those devices. As soon as you receive any of those devices, put that in place as well.
That's awesome. So I think we have a couple of questions that are coming in, which we are going to answer. We don't have to do them in lightning round, although I've been waiting to say this is the lightning round, but it's not. So the first question is, what's the most important, Elena? MFA, passwords, phishing, or something else?
They're all important. They're equally important. You have to have strong passwords. You have to have a multi-factor authentication on there. You got to update your software and you have to be mindful for phishing. And so we've tried to distill it down to some very basic, easy steps for individuals, small and medium businesses to put in place so there's not too much of a burden.
That's great. Another question. What do you need to do right out of the gate if you have, say, we were talking earlier about your son in-app purchasing. How do you, we have the MFA that we've talked about. Are there parental controls that we can put into place in some of these?
Oh, absolutely. So we learned that the hard way. We didn't realize how savvy our children were, but they're much savvier than we were at that age with these devices. And so just understanding the products that you're receiving, how to put the controls in place, how to put MFA in place, add strong passwords to it. So yes, you need to take all of those steps and just be mindful how powerful these devices are that we're receiving, whether it's tablets or gaming devices. There are ways that you can ensure that your family are safe.
Yeah. So this is a question that came in. There are different types of MFA. Oh, I like this question. and I think you know the answer. Well, I know you know the answer. There are different types of MFA. Which one is the best?
So I personally like biometrics. That's just a personal preference. I like adding the facial recognition or fingerprint, but there's so many types because I also do use the codes, the two-step, and have a code texted to me. So I think you have options for what works best for you.
Right.
Sometimes the business might not give you that option, and they might just have a code that you have to use. So I think whatever works best for you, and then sometimes you might not be given that option.
You know what I love about the options for MFA, the what you know, what you are, what you have, which I think is a great way to think about it, is I actually prefer what I know. I like to answer the question.
Okay.
I actually do not love the biometrics, but that's the great thing about it is that regardless of your preference, there's a way to be extra cyber secure. So I think that I wanted to just sort of end with a question for you. What is the gift that you're most looking forward to this holiday season?
Oh, it's probably for my children. And they asked for some very interesting things. It wasn't actually tech gifts, but my son asked for a very special stuffed animal, and my daughter did as well. So I feel like I have another year or two before the tech devices come into play with them. But they were a little easy on us this year. So I don't know. What about you?
So I am. This is kind of funny. I'm looking forward to some experiences.
That's a good one.
You're gonna laugh. But, my daughter and I will go and spend some time, get her nails done.
Oh, that's a good one.
We play a lot of outdoor sports over the holiday when people are not at work and not at school. And so that's kind of one of my favorites.
I'm looking for some downtime with the family.
Yes. And I will, spoiler alert, I think everybody's in school, so they're not watching this in my house. But we may be getting a basketball hoop, which I really love to shoot foul shots. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome. I know my husband keeps reminding me as recently as last night that I have not told him what I would like for Christmas.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. So I hope that, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks to everybody out there for watching and learning. Hopefully this was helpful. I'm super excited because I think we're going to play the PSA on the way out. Oh, that's great.
Yes. If you have not seen it, this is a great opportunity to see our new PSA that we unveiled.
Yes. And for more tips, please visit our website. It's pretty amazing. It's a new website. We love it. Hopefully you do too. It's www.cisa.gov/SecureOurWorld. Thank you, Elena. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday.
Thank you.
Awesome.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to cisa.gov/SecureOurWorld.